Hi, Andy Nelson. Today on the road, I saw a car next to me that had a wrap on it, and it was like zebra stripes, and it was just crazy. It obliterated any reference to the make or model of the car. You didn't know what the car was, other than you can get an idea from the overall shape that it looked like other cars that you probably recognize. But the thought is, I think the purpose is these are test cars, right, for maybe 2022 models. They're putting them on the road, but they don't want you to know exactly what they look like. So they put these wraps on them with zebra stripes and all that, all kinds of geometric shapes. You can't tell what it is. And that got me thinking on the flip side, hey, you know what? I have had disputes in the past where big automakers have made claims against, say, toy makers or apparel makers who may put on, have a graphic T-shirt that has like muscle cars of yesteryear, and they'll have some, various cars on there, and you recognize them. Oh, that's a '67 Mustang, and that's a '68 Camaro or whatever. I mean, just different cars that are very iconic in their body style, and you recognize them. You can't see Chevrolet on that Camaro from way far away, but you know the body style. Or that Ford. You can't see Ford. It's way down the road, but you know what a '67 Mustang looks like. I mean, it's pretty iconic. There's a lot of other cars, and that, I get where the maker was coming from, because in general, I've talked about trademarks before, right? What are trademarks? Are distinctive things, okay, that point a consumer to a single source of goods or services and help you tell a competitor's goods from another's. Okay, that's what they do. And from that, we have learned that product configuration, product overall appearance may be itself protectable. Okay, think of a Hershey's Kiss, for example. Hershey's Kiss, you're not going to see other brands bringing those out because that is a protected product shape that Hershey has. Cars, though, think about this. Can you do with body styles? Maybe, if it's iconic enough to point to a single source and it's not overall functional. I mean, cars themselves, the way they're shaped, have some function to them, for sure. If they were a big square or cube or something like that, they wouldn't be very aerodynamic and wouldn't sell. But to the extent you can separate some of those elements from the functionality of them, and they give you kind of an ornamental appearance that is source identifying, sure, they should be able to function as a trademark, or really what we call, when it comes down to product configuration, we call that trade dress. And there's examples of that. You see other product configurations every single day, including some are just YB overall colors. We fold that in as well. So if you see fiberglass, now the fiberglass isn't going to be shaped differently, but if it's all pink, you know it comes from Owens Corning. Or even if you don't know it's Owens Corning, you know it's that one source that usually uses the Pink Panther in their commercials and what have you, their advertising. So that's an example. Or if you see tractors and they happen to be green and gold, they're all, or green, maybe it's green and yellow, I don't know. You know those come from John Deere, or something. Or I think, I'm not positive about this one, but other heavy operator machinery. I'm not sure if I called that stuff correctly. Heavy duty machinery, the kind of stuff that my dad used to drive when he was a construction worker. I believe that stuff is all from Cat, right? You've seen that Cat brand. That kind of, maybe it's a kind of a yellowy orange, I'm not sure. I'm not positive about that one. But there's all kinds of configurations, color combinations that we associate with a single source of goods or services. And you can see why. You can see, given my car example, or the Hershey Kiss example, or other examples, you can see it. What about Crocs? Crocs, you see those from a distance, you probably know it's that one product. There are plenty of those examples out there. If you have a product-based business, think about this. I don't know, you may have, your particular product may lend itself to a curious configuration. It may not. But think about it. If you have, just use the Hershey's Kiss example. Hershey, there's no reason why it has to put out chocolate in the shape of that. I guess it's a drop, teardrop. Not a teardrop, but it's a drop, whatever it is. It could make it a classic block like it does, or what have you. As a matter of fact, Hershey has protection over its candy bar as well. It's a traditional candy bar, which has all the different cells, so to speak. If you see that from a distance, it's not just a flat piece of candy. It's got all those channels, etc. in it. That is protected as well. It's a distinctive configuration. There's no reason it has to be that way. So think about it. If you have a product that is in an unusual but distinctive configuration, it doesn't have to be chocolate. I know it doesn't, that's my example today. It just may be protectable. If it really, I mean, I assume you're probably doing it to identify a source, to indicate source to consumers. Hey, look for the drop, chocolate. Look for the grid pattern, look for that's the kind of thing you want to do with your trade dress, is tell consumers, look for the whatever, and that gets them associating that distinctive configuration with you. And if you do that, you start to build up trade dress rights in it, and that builds the value of your brand. Anyway, that's it for today. Product configuration may be protectable. If you have any questions about this video, drop a comment below, send me a note, and if somebody would benefit from the information here, please feel free to share. Until the next one, have a good one.